All praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Ba'ashim Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, Grand Millstone. And salutations to Akim pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty, the whole full elect. Shalom. My name is Kara Allah. Lord willing, this is going to be a short lesson. And this site right here, you're seeing, is just another thing for America and NATO to worry about. It says, Chinese President Xi Jinping urges North Korean leader Kim Jong-un to boost communications amid complex and serious changes. You can read the article from South China Morning Post. I'm going to jump down. It says, Chinese President Xi Jinping has told North Korean leader Kim Jong-un that the two countries should step up communications amid heightening tensions on the Korean Peninsula. In a recent message to Kim, Xi stressed the traditional friendship between China and North Korea had weathered the trials of the changes international situation for a long time, constantly maintained the trend of its development, and got stronger with the passage of time. So North Korea and China kept a strong friendship, which China and Russia must play a part in North Korea development of nuclear technology, and other resources. So this North Korea should be a part of BRICS. If it's not, it's gonna be, and it's definitely gonna side with China and Russia to come against America, right? A friend, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay, so this is just another step towards the prophecies being fulfilled. Okay, if this is not the end, which apostles already said it, and it's evident that this year might not be the end. The World War III will not break out this year. Okay, unless Yahweh Shem Yahushua decides to speed things up, But Lord will, if it's not this year, then it'll be next year or so. And man, with that, I'll get a few scriptures, and Lord willing, this is edifying. This is Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. The end is not yet, man. All right. Now, this was when Yahushua was on the scene, when he spoke to his disciples, and he told them, listen, the end is not yet, for there must be wars and rumors of wars. Now, that main war, those wars are coming to pass now. All right. If we look around and we see China, we see North Korea, Russia, basically BRICS, and nations that are leaning, nations that are joining BRICS, and we see America and NATO, and nations joining NATO. And what's building up is nuclear war. Right now, we're approaching the threats of war, and now we know for sure that what's going to happen. This thing's going to come to a head. And it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. Yeah, be not troubled, the elect. The elect. The men out there sighing and crying, and the men, women, and children constantly enduring for the namesake of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. For all these things must come to pass. So we watching these things happen, and Lord, one part of the elect, of course, we watching these things happen, and we know it has to happen. Things have to get bad before they get worse. So really we're enjoying it. We're really getting excited because it's almost time to be delivered. It's almost time for the day of the Lord. Okay? What we have to do is our part. Pray, fast, go out there in the highways and byways, prophesy. All right? Do the works. Keep the Lord's statutes commandments to the best of your ability. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? And that also reminds me, if China invades Taiwan, then China's going to cut off China's is going to cut off America. You know, it's not going to supply America with its resources, which is going to lead to empty shelves. What does China supply America with? It says China is a major source of U.S. imports of textile products. In 2021, the U.S. imports of 50.3 billion of textile products constitute 32.6% of the total U.S. import of these commodities. U.S. trade with China, it says in 2021, U.S. exports to China were 151.1 billion, 8.4%, 26.6 billion increase from 2020. U.S. imports from China were 506.4 billion, a 16.5%, a 71.6 billion increase. So U.S. imports was far greater than U.S. Exports. All right. It says China was the United States' third largest trade partner in 2021. In 2021, 8.6% of U.S. exports, 1.8, which that's not too far. That was like 2 years ago. It says, additionally, in 2021, China remained the major source of U.S. imports for furniture, beddings, lamps, toys, games, sports equipment, paint, and other miscellaneous manufactured items. In 2021, the U.S. imports of 68.5 billion of miscellaneous manufactured items from China constitutes 53.2% of total U.S. imports of those commodities. All right. U.S. exports to China shipped under BIS license inspections authorization total 325.4 million, a decrease. All right. Decrease from 445 million. So China doesn't really have that much of a need for America like America needs China. It says China remains the major source of U.S. import of textile products. All right. It says 50.3 billion of textile products from China constitute 32.6% of the U.S. imports of textile products. Textile manufacturing or textile engineering is a major industry. It is largely based on the conversion of fiber into yarn, then yarn into fabric. So dealing with clothes, it says the yarn to fabric. These are the dyed or printed fabric in clothes, which is then converted into useful goods such as clothing, household items, upholstery, and various industrial products. So without China you're going to witness a decrease of quality even in clothes. All right. Different types of fibers are used to produce yarn. Cotton remains the most widely used in common natural fibers, making up 9% of all natural fibers used in textile industry. People often use cotton clothes and accessories because of comfort, not limited to different weathers. All right. So that comfort is going to be going because China is not going to be doing business with America too much longer. So back to Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. Right? So there's a lack of food. Pestilence is going to be diseases, which we've seen diseases. All sorts of diseases are happening. You know, it's not on the main news channels. But if you look it up, you'll see there's a lot of diseases and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So a famine is coming. Is going to be empty shelves, which is going to lead to inflation. All right, price hikes, and it's going to be what? It says all these are the beginning of sorrows. So there's going to be a lot of sorrows, and that's basically the times we're heading in. When you see China and North Korea, or you see Russia and Ukraine, some Americans might think that have nothing to do with me. Some Americans might just be in their own world and might think, you know, that's over there. That's not over here. But the situation in America and Ukraine, right? Slovakia and Russia, with Russia and Ukraine, and the situation with China and Taiwan affects the whole globe, affects everybody, and pretty soon America is going to feel those effects, and things are going to change drastically. Isaiah 30:13. I'll start at verse 12. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despised this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stayed thereon. Now, America is oppression. Who's oppressing America? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We built this place up, blood, sweat, and tears. And our people are still oppressed financially, mentally, spiritually, right? Because we're given the bottom and the last. But now we're coming towards the end of this thing. It says because he despised this. It says because he despised this word and trusted in oppression and perverseness and stayed thereon. And who despised this word? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, the ones of you that hate to hear the word of the Lord, that don't want to hear the word of the Lord. All right. Now, if you was to say, yeah, when the Lord comes back, he's going to come back with power and he's going to come back with vengeance, then you would have a 2/3 Israelite or a so-called Christian, right, talking about, oh, the Lord is love. The Lord isn't going to do something like this. See, now that's the perverseness. All right, that's the perverseness, man. Our people have been perversed. It says because he despised this word and trusted in oppression, he trusted in your slave master, and perverseness, and stayed thereon, and you rely on America. Therefore, this iniquity shall be, yes, it's iniquity, man. All right, you're breaking the laws. The Lord said you are to have no other God besides him, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. And when that breach breaks and falls, it's going to fall on you. All right? A bulge. Okay? Like you see them ACs, the ACs that hang out the windows, sometimes those ACs fall out the windows and they fall on somebody's head. All right? So that's how these plagues are going to come upon this world. It's going to consume the people, and also alone those people is going to consume 2/3 of Israel. All right, those pestilence, those famines, all right, droughts, and Esau's gonna come down like a madman, sparing none. All right, all these things are going to affect the ones that did not believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, or the words of the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. It says, breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. 1 Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them. Right? So we read about the benefits of having China as an ally. Right? It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them. So when you go in those furniture stores, you see the nice fabrics, nice bed, you like the material, and it's a little pricey, or it might be a reasonable price, might be $300 or $500, even $1,000, and you might have the money to buy it. But now the price for these things are going to skyrocket to the point where you won't be able to afford it. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them. All right, don't be surprised if those stores close down, because people won't be able to buy the materials, so they have to either close down or downgrade. It says, for when shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as travail upon a woman with child. Right? So those plagues are going to come upon you people, as going to catch you with your eyes closed or with your pants down, and they shall not escape. Okay? But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. And who's not in darkness? The elect, the ones sighing and crying. So with that, Lord, this was edifying. I want to say all praise goes to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Kakwadash, double honor to the apostles, Bishop, Elsgray, Millstone, and salutations to Akim pushing this word, and on sincerity and honesty, Shalom.